Welcome to the Mukilteo Football Show. My name is Miles.
My name's Kirk.
And we are here. My name's Kirk. And we're here on a Friday night in between the middle of week 15.
Yeah.
There's been one game of week 15 played, which makes this the 79.4% mark of the 2022 NFL season.
This was so much easier with 16 games.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's throwing off the percentages.
It's not in groups of 4 anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess there was 17 weeks. Now it's 18 weeks. You know, there's
Add another game or lose a game.
they're going to add another game.
Probably.
They've been talking about it for a long time. I personally don't like it. I feel like the reality of what these guys do to their bodies.
Oh yeah.
Like
everybody's hurt right now.
I know. It's
There might not be on the injury report, but they're hurt.
They're hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want the best possible playoff games. And I really don't need to see, the Houston Texans take on the, 6-8 Green Bay Packers. I don't need it.
I don't care about that. Not in week 18. Don't matter. Yeah.
What I do like is the 7 seeds with the one team that gets the bye week. I really like that because the one seed keeps so many teams playing later.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I like.
And that is what we're going to talk about today. Kirk and I are going to go through with 4 weeks left to go. Every team has played 13 games and every team has 4 games to go.
Yep.
And we are going to set the bracket for the playoffs. Do some prediction and then roll through those playoffs.
Yeah, that way you guys will know what's going to happen before it happens.
Yeah, save you a lot of time, hours, energy, heartbreak, potentially.
Yeah, you'll know.
Prep you for the good times coming. So we got a lot to get through, so let's just start rolling through it.
All right.
Obviously, first, we've got to set all the division winners.
That is the first thing.
So let's start in the NFC, where one of them is decided. The NFC West, San Francisco 49ers defeated our Seattle Seahawks last night.
Oh, yeah.
I was at the game. A sobering game.
A very sobering game. That one sobered you up quick. Had a good buzz going, and then bam.
I know. It sucked because there were so many 49ers fans there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were a lot. There always are.
Yeah.
Because, guys from like Ballard or something never even been to California. They're 49ers or Packers fans.
Yeah.
Front runners. But there were so many 49ers fans there, and they were chanting defense. You could probably hear it on TV.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And the Seahawks fans, it's not the same. This is my first game since before COVID. Like, the 49ers are huddling up.
Yeah, and we're not yelling.
It is not as loud. And your theory about that, I think, is right.
Oh, yeah, we got all the rich people now, and they're in there. Yeah, we need like Puyallup and Tacoma. We need those guys coming out,
the slobs.
The slums of Everett and Marysville,
Yeah, we need the guy who's like got to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say the mine. That is not accurate for the region.
The old railroad worker,
truck drivers.
Works at the port, Boeing or something. Yeah.
Like our Grandpa Butch. He's a truck driver and he goes to scream at Smellway in the Kingdom.
And there's not as many, just freaks out there painting their face, getting all dressed up. Like, I just don't see those guys much anymore.
It happens to every good team. I mean, look what happened to the 49ers fans themselves in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
By the late 80s, it was like a social event where they're passing around wine and cheese and you're looking for celebrities. It was pretty, hot to trot.
And you just need those ruthless, go hard, die hard fans that are just there to just do something, interrupt, be a 12,
And for that, you got to go to the bad franchises. You got to go to the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the Lions. I don't know. They're pretty beat down. Maybe too beat down.
Yeah.
But like the Browns or the Bills before this, like what we're talking about is happening to the Bills now.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a lot of time on just that.
I know, but just get your fan bases right, folks.
Yeah, get your fan bases right. So I guess the question for the 49ers that we'll talk as we go through the bracket is Brock Purdy good?
I think he's good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, from Jimmy G to Brock Purdy, it wasn't like a huge downgrade to me.
Yeah.
And he looks fine. He looks like he's just doing exactly what Kyle Shanahan wants, and he's just a game manager. That works. They got everything else. They just need a game manager.
And I think the term game manager, is like considered derogatory sometimes, but I don't think so in the Shanahan offense.
No.
You need somebody who does that stuff and trusts the great angles and players that have been set up.
Yeah.
And that's why Jimmy G has always been overrated to me.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Because he wasn't even managing the game that well.
No,
You know?
I always love Jimmy G. He's safe, conservative, except for he also throws like blind picks in the middle because he can't see the field at all. Like,
just don't improvise.
Yeah.
Just don't improvise. You know, you got the next play. It's going to work out.
Exactly.
Just throw it away.
I think Purdy is, we'll talk about it a little bit more as we go through the playoffs here. All right. NFC East, also one that's pretty much wrapped up for the Eagles, though they technically can lose it to the Cowboys if they either lose to Chicago and then lose to Dallas, or they lose to Dallas and then lose to another team.
Yeah. Then Dallas has a shot to take it over.
Yeah, because they play Christmas Eve, Dallas and the Eagles.
Yeah.
And just winning that game is not enough for Dallas.
Yeah, they have to hope the Eagles lose another one. And it doesn't really look like, I mean, the Chicago, New Orleans, and the Giants.
Yeah.
Like, those are the other three. Like, I mean, I'm picking the Eagles pretty hard on those.
Yeah, and I don't even think the Eagles lose to the Cowboys, frankly.
I don't either. I mean, it is at Dallas, but, you know, I still don't think that they lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so we're picking the Eagles, it sounds like.
We're going Eagles on that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to lock them up as the 1 seed.
Yeah, I am pretty sure of that as well, because they're 12-1 right now. And no team is 11, right? Yeah, Cowboys are 10-3. Yeah, so they're going to beat Chicago, beat Dallas, get the 1 seed. I'm confident in that as well.
Yeah.
All right. So we haven't had any arguments yet, but we're setting one bracket, folks. So we may have to get into the weeds.
We're going obvious first.
Yeah, NFC North, another obvious one. The Vikings can only lose the division by losing all 4 of their games, while the Lions win all 4 of their games. Thinking that's not happening.
Probably not going to happen. I think the Vikings can pull out at least 1 win in these last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the Lions going 4-0, and that ain't going to happen either, I don't think.
The Lions don't have an easy matchup with the Jets this week.
That's the game.
Even though it's Zach Wilson, it's Okay, so the other division, the black sheep of the NFC, the NFC South. This division sucks. The Buccaneers have a 74% chance to win. The Panthers have a 21% chance to win. Falcons have a 4% chance to win per 538.com. Okay. Are you willing to give it over to the Brady Bucks?
I think I'm going to give it to the Bucks. Okay. I have a hard time believing. I think it comes down to when they play. I think it's week 17. Mm-hmm. They will play each other, and the Panthers do have the tiebreak. I think they beat them earlier in the season.
Oh, yeah, they did. And they play again in week 17.
That's the game.
Yeah.
But I think Tom Brady's going back to the playoffs. I have a hard time believing Sam Darnold and the interim coach of the Panthers are going to upset. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, the Bucs only need to win a couple more games. And if they beat Carolina, they definitely have it.
Agreed. I'm gonna go with that as well. I think the Panthers' luck is going to run out. How many times have we? Okay,
I could see the Panthers losing this week to Pittsburgh. Like they're not the favorites in any game, really.
Exactly. I know Sam Darnold has a beard now, but it doesn't mean that he's like that much better than Mitchell Trubisky or Kenny Pickett. Is Kenny Pickett playing? I think he's still out.
I think he's hurt. Yeah.
But is Darnold better than Trubisky? I don't think so.
Not really. No. Yeah. He can fade pretty quick. The running game's doing really well, but I just don't see them actually overcoming the Bucs.
Okay. Even with a Buccaneers loss to the Bengals and the Panthers beating the Steelers, the Buccaneers still are favored to win the division.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a lot for the Steve Wilkes Panthers to do anything. Fun story, but we're going Bucs.
We're going Bucs.
Plus just the football gods. They're making this happen. The Buccaneers keep losing, and the other team, whatever needs to happen for Brady to be in the playoffs is just going to happen.
I think it will. Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
Technically, the Saints have a chance. 1 in 100.
1 in 100. Falcons have a chance, but Mariota's out, and it's a rookie quarterback for the last 4 games. I don't trust that one bit.
I'm in agreement. Okay, so we got 1 seed as the Eagles. Let's set our 2, 3, and 4 seeds. So I'm thinking the 49ers are going to continue to win. They play the Commanders week 16, but then the Raiders and who's their last matchup there? And Cardinals. Without Kyler.
Okay.
So they've kind of got 2 in the chamber there.
Yeah. They're probably winning out, in my opinion. I don't think they're losing a game the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But, I guess that means the Vikings would have to lose a game to lose that 2 seed.
And the Vikings, they did play Giants. Okay, well, they play, who do they play this week? Colts, they're probably going to win that.
Yeah.
They're actually not favored by that much. It's only like 3.
Yeah, most underrated 10-3 team. Man.
Las Vegas hates the Vikings. I think they're going to win that. They're going to beat the Giants. They could absolutely lose to Green Bay.
That's at Lambeau, yeah.
Let's see what happens there. And then the last one is Chicago at Chicago, but they've already they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Eagles, Niners, Vikings. Is that what we had?
Going Niners 2, Vikings 3.
Yeah, I think the Vikings drop one.
Okay.
Drop another.
Yeah.
Buccaneers 4. Okay.
Bucks 4. God.
All right. So Eagles got the bye. Wild card. The 5 seed is going to be the Cowboys just by what we've done.
Oh, yeah.
So they're taking on the Bucks. We've got that matchup set. The other 2 wild card teams. So we have Commanders and Giants. And damn this tie in week 13.
I know.
This hurts my mathematical. You're good at math. I am not good at math.
It does affect everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very, very annoying tie sitting there.
What if they tied this week as well on Monday Night Football?
Honestly,
so awesome.
It would help the percentages a little bit.
Yeah.
Having the random tie in there. If it's 2 ties, then you're just kind of taking out a game, which would be fine. But, I think
that's a good point.
I like the Commanders better than the Giants.
Yeah, me too.
I think they win this game against the Giants. They're at home. They've been kind of rolling. They got the late bye week. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that. They got rested up a little bit.
Yeah, and there's
and Giants have been fading hard.
Giants are fading. They've lost Quinnen Williams probably for the week.
Yep.
The really good defensive tackle that they had. Meanwhile, the Commanders are getting back Chase Young. So from their last matchup, that's a shift. That's a genuine shift.
They're both headed in opposite directions.
Yeah.
And so I got the Giants going down.
Do you think the Commanders are going to grab one of those wild card spots? Because the winner of this Monday Night Football game is going to have like a 90%. They're not going to clinch the playoffs, but they're going to be set.
They're basically a win away.
Yeah. Do you think the Giants hold on for that 7 seed, or do the Seahawks or Lions grab it from them?
Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the Lions.
Yeah?
I'm on the hype train. I like they've been winning games. They started out 1-6.
Okay.
So they've been killing it since then. They're 5-2. Down the stretch here.
Yes.
I think that they can beat the Jets this week. Then they get Carolina and Chicago. I mean, that's 2 nice games for them.
Now, let's see what happens. So let's see if they win those 3 games. We're using 538.com here. They win these games. Giants lose to Commanders, as we said. They lose to Minnesota. Then they play the Colts. Yeah, I mean, by that point, it's still not clinched for the Lions. Man, this is harder to clinch than I would have expected for Lions. They really got to win them all, basically, and get help.
Yeah, they got to at least go 3-1.
I guess the question is, are the Giants this bad?
I think the Giants are pretty bad right now. The Giants started 6-2. They are now 7-5-1. So they have won a game, tied a game, and lost 3. Right? They're just falling off the edge. And I think they lost to the Lions, so I guess the tie won't help that.
Head-to-head tiebreaker. Yeah. I think it's going to stay the Giants. I don't believe in Jared Goff. We're going to get the other side of Goff here.
You think so?
I do. And the Giants' schedule doesn't scare me that much. The Colts especially. There's a win there. Yeah. There's a win to have. And then they play the Eagles, potentially the Eagles backups. I'm saying Giants for that 7 seed.
I mean, and the Lions haven't made the playoffs in a long ass time, so and they certainly haven't won a playoff game in a long time.
Yeah.
I guess I'm rooting for the Lions to make the playoffs so that they can finally make it and then get demolished by San Fran. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can see the Giants. Yeah, you're saying Philly's not going to play their people. They're going to beat the Colts. That gives them 2 wins, and that's gonna get them in. So yeah, I can agree with you. I definitely don't think the Seahawks are making it.
Yeah, because they're going to lose to Kansas City.
Yeah,
because they play Kansas City week 16, while Kansas City still needs the game.
Yeah,
battling for the 1 seed. So yeah,
all right.
Well, we're putting the entire NFC East in the playoffs here.
Oh my goodness,
that'll be the first time ever since the 7 seeds. A full division is in. So to review our NFC matchups: Eagles with the 1 seed, 49ers and Giants, Vikings and Commanders, Bucks and Cowboys.
All right. Yeah, the NFC East, who would have thunk it?
I know.
Before the season started, I thought no way in hell. I thought maybe 1 team would make it.
It's really the Commanders' winning streak has been overshadowed because they didn't start the year.
Yeah.
The Giants are hot in the middle, or at the beginning. Commanders are hot in the middle.
Yeah.
They've each had like good 10-week chunks.
Since the Commanders went to Heineke, it's been pretty damn good.
Yeah. And lucky. You know,
Yeah, they got some real lucky wins, yeah.
but then everyone always says like, well, then they're not going to make the playoffs. No, the luck already happened.
Yeah.
It's done. Now they can coast as a bad team to the playoffs.
That's pretty much it.
And that defense is coming together. I'm not sleeping on the Commanders. I think they're a legit 6 seed here.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
The 7 seed, I feel bad for whoever gets that.
Yeah. And they'll be going, in our scenario, to San Francisco, but could also go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
If you're that wild card team for the 6 and 7, you want to be playing Minnesota. You do not want to be playing San Fran.
Very true. God, San Francisco's roster, unless they figure out some tell or something from Brock Purdy, it's not going to go well.
And if they do, I think they'll run it 70 times.
Hey, yeah,
I
good
mean,
point.
The Shanahan's not afraid of that.
That is true. If it's working, he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the AFC. Start with the AFC East here. Buffalo is 10-3. The Dolphins are 8-5. Jets are 7-6. So the Buffalo doesn't necessarily have the division locked up, but it's really about tomorrow.
Yeah.
When the Buffalo Bills take on the Miami Dolphins, they can basically clinch, not technically clinch, but they can basically clinch with that victory. And I think they're going to.
I got
pretty
them.
easily.
Yeah. I think Miami's slipping a little bit at the wrong time. Their teams are starting to figure them out a little bit. And as the weather gets colder, their style of football doesn't really work as well. Going to Buffalo, I mean, that's going to hurt. That's going to be a snowy game. Tua, in the snow, Tyreek Hill's going to be a little slower, and they're not running the ball very effectively. So I got Buffalo taking that division. Buffalo's been, it's funny because they're still winning games, but everyone's like, well, they're not winning them the way they were winning them. They're not as dominant as they, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
They're winning games. Like,
win them on the way to becoming dominant.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen this? Yeah, I'll put the Bills in.
all right.
I think they're going to win tomorrow. Handily. I'm really down on the Dolphins, as you'll see. And you'll see.
All right.
That game's supposed to have a lot of snow, too. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I like that. Love a snow game. Just changes football.
AFC North. This is a tough one. Bengals and Ravens tied at 9-4. The Ravens won in week 5, and then they play in week 18. So the tiebreaker
last game of the
could
season.
go to the Ravens. The Ravens are playing with Tyler Huntley this week, but probably getting Lamar Jackson back. And the Bengals are the toast of the town. The Bengals are everything you just talk about the Bills not winning the way you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's saying the Bengals are winning the way you're supposed to. We're beating the Chiefs through the air. We're gritting it out against the Browns. They're winning all these different ways.
Yeah.
Bengals are hot.
Bengals are hot. I really like the Bengals. I'll be honest. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. I mean, when I'm picking AFC quarterbacks right now, like who I'm going to root for personally, I mean, I'm kind of picking Burrow through this Josh Allen Mahomes match. I like that guy's composure, man. He just seems like an actual dude. I really like him.
Ooh, I got Burrow. I still got those two over Burrow. I'm happy. That he's doing well, but I still got Allen and Mahomes over Burrow. I feel like Allen gets an elbow injury and suddenly he's not like better than everybody. His elbow will be back.
It's more of a personality thing for me.
Yeah. Okay.
More than but I think that shows up in the playoffs. I don't know. I'm just a fan of the Bengals right now.
Yeah. The nice thing about the Bengals is it's never just been Joe Burrow. That defense and the defensive coordinator, they're something. They got them through the playoffs last year. It's not an Andrew Luck situation where he's dragging a bad team through the playoffs. The Bengals are Joe Burrow plus this defense.
Plus a very underrated defense. Yeah.
So it sounds like we're picking the Bengals on this division here.
I think I'm picking them to win the division because I'm worried about when Lamar Jackson comes back, if he'll look like Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
And I think when they play in week 18, that's a huge game. Probably for the division, and I want to say the Bengals are at home. We want to check that out.
The Bengals. Let's see here.
Yeah,
they are at home.
So I think they clinch out that division, get that home game in the wild card playoffs.
All right.
So,
I put Ravens in my bracket, but I feel like we were just so positive on the Bengals. I'm kind of sold on it right now. My hiccup on the Bengals was this Week 17 Buffalo game, which may be like a 1 seed ramification playoff preview type of game where Buffalo's playing for the first round bye.
Oh yeah. They're both going to be playing in that game. So that's a huge one. But I don't think it matters if they lost it, because then they can beat the Ravens the next week.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what happens if they... 538. We're having the minions tabulate.
I'm typing in the numbers.
So if they lost to Buffalo and beat Baltimore, they still clinch the division.
Yeah. That's what I like.
Unless they lose to Tampa Bay, which we did not bring up, but we don't think that's happening.
I don't think that's happening. I think Brady's slipping into the playoffs with the ugliest record. Just the
worst record of all time, and he will win a playoff game with it. Probably. We'll see if we pick him.
It might, yeah.
All right, let's go Bengals.
All right, we got.
That was a tough one.
That is a tough division to pick right now.
Yeah, let's do an easy one. AFC West. The Chiefs, same situation as the Vikings. They basically have to lose 4 while the Chargers win 4. Not going to happen.
Not going to happen. Yeah. Chiefs are definitely taking that.
All right, AFC South. Man, what's with these Souths here? So the Titans currently have an 85% chance to win the division, but they're in what appears to be a free fall collapse of their franchise.
No kidding.
As they get blown out twice. Yeah. Once by the Eagles, once then by the Jaguars, who are the team hanging on. The Jaguars have a 13% chance to win the division. And, Titans doesn't get easy. They've got the Chargers this week, so they've got a game against the Texans. That's nice.
Yeah.
But then they have Dallas, and then they got those Jaguars again.
Yeah, which is brutal.
I think the Jaguars can do this.
You think the Jags can sneak it out?
I guess here's my reasoning, and this is classic Kirk reasoning.
Uh-oh.
I feel the Titans, everyone's like, why did they fire their GM? Why did they fire their GM? We haven't seen things get that bad. I feel they know something we don't. They know how bad it's about to get.
Oh, yeah.
And they have fired him because of that.
Okay.
And that's what I'm seeing. Because Derrick Henry, announcers, Derrick Henry is not wearing down the defense anymore. That Derrick Henry is gone. He's being worn down. He's being blasted, and he's sitting on the sideline, huffing and puffing and crying.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's not Derrick Henry yet.
Because there is no real passing game.
No, none. I mean, they don't even have Traylon Burks right now.
Yeah. It is just not looking good. I would love to see the Jaguars sneak up and take this division. I like Trevor Lawrence. He's finally got a coach. They got good weapons. They're just so friggin' inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's what kills me about the Jaguars. They've beaten some good teams.
They have.
But they have played some god-awful games against mediocre teams sometimes.
I guess it's about whether you believe Lawrence has flipped that switch. And I think he has.
Yeah.
By all accounts, Jaguars accounts, the Denver game in London, Lawrence was like, this sucks. I hate this. I'm a generational quarterback. I'm pissed. And then he backed it up. And that little bit of confidence is going to germinate throughout his career. I think Lawrence has turned it around. He's not going to be a bust, and he's going to show us here.
Yeah, I like it. I can buy it, man, because I really don't want to see the Titans in the playoffs.
Yeah, and neither. Yeah,
so I'm saying that when that gets to week 18, Jags versus Titans, I would pick the Jags if that was for the division, and that's the game that has to be played. I would say the Jags win that.
I'm saying it gets to that game, and I'm saying the Jaguars win it. Let's put the Jaguars in.
Let's
go bold.
There we go. That's a shocker. That's an upset.
The bracket is already messed up. All right, who we giving the 1 seed here? So not Jacksonville. But
I don't even think it's possible.
I don't think it's mathematically possible. Chiefs, Bills, Bengals. Now the Bills, my leaning goes towards the Bills because they have the head-to-head tiebreaker with the Chiefs.
Against the Chiefs.
That's my leaning.
And the Bengals have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs as well.
Yeah. So
it really comes down to that Buffalo-Cincinnati game.
God, that'd be so cool if it was a game for the 1 seed.
It kind of is. It's getting there.
That'd be week 17. That's New Year's Day, right? New Year's Day battle for the AFC. Just a playoff game.
Yeah. I got to lean Buffalo.
I'm leaning Buffalo too.
I mean, it just kind of, I've been picking them kind of all year, and I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. I would love to see some playoff football in Buffalo with those crazy fans.
I love it.
I want to see it.
Do you think the Bengals tie the Chiefs in wins and therefore get the 2 seed? It's Tampa Bay, New England. So we have them losing to Buffalo here.
Yeah, so at that, I think the Chiefs would take the 2.
Yeah, me too.
The Chiefs would take the 2. Bengals at 3.
Jaguars at 4. All right, let's get to these freaking wild card spots.
Oh, this is a mess. An absolute mess.
Well, probably the Ravens take one of them, right?
Ravens, yeah.
Because they have enough wins. They're already 2 games ahead. they got a game against Cleveland, game against Atlanta. So let's put the Ravens at that 5 seed there.
Kind of
taking on the Jaguars.
I agree with that. I think they'll be playing for the division, but they'll settle for that top wild card seed.
Yeah.
And
So
that nice game against Jacksonville.
it'll be Jets, Chargers, Patriots battling it out for these other 2 spots here. Could technically be
and Dolphins.
Oh, Dolphins. My apologies. That's an important one.
Dolphins are losing some tiebreakers, though. That loss to the Chargers hurt.
And we've got them losing tomorrow. God, and they play New England in New England. Listen, here's my thing against. I've got the Dolphins like losing out and missing the playoffs.
I can see it.
Because Tua, Hill, and Waddle, all it takes is a couple of tweaks, and their team is done.
Oh, yeah.
And the tweaks are already happening. Waddle's hurt. I mean, he's playing, but he's hurt.
He's hurt, and Tua looked dreadful against the Chargers. I mean, he completed like less than 50% of his passes. It was bad.
And he looked dreadful against the 49ers, and he looked dreadful against the Steelers.
Yeah. I mean, their biggest play last week was them fumbling the ball and it popping straight to Tyreek Hill. Like, that was their offense.
Yeah. Who got hurt shortly after?
Yeah.
Hill also with that shin thing.
Let's go with the Dolphins falling off the face of the earth.
Yeah. And I think the Chargers.
I like the Chargers. I think they.
We always like me and you.
I can't quit them.
We always like the Chargers.
I can't quit them, dude.
But if we're so down on Tennessee, we definitely got them beating Tennessee this week, and that gives them a 80% chance to make the playoffs. A percentage they had last year to make the playoffs and did not do it. So let's pull that out. Then they got the Colts. Then they got the Rams.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then
Denver.
the Broncos.
Yeah.
So Chargers got kind of the cake schedule. Now,
which is bad for the Chargers.
Exactly. I would prefer the Chargers have like Bills, Bengals, Chiefs on their schedule because they would absolutely take 2 or 3 on that.
But I like having the Chargers in. They're getting healthy at the right time.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is coming back. Keenan Allen's starting to find his form again. People on defense are starting to get healthy again.
And Herbert's rib. Like, I know everyone's like, he played, so he's fine. Like we talked about at the beginning, this is a brutal game.
Yes.
You have no idea. We wouldn't go to our office jobs with some of the injuries they play football with.
Yeah.
Herbert he looks better to me moving around. And Mike Williams is huge difference.
Oh, yeah. He's humongous. And Keenan Allen's just this perfect little, short pass. And then don't forget about, Carter's speedster. And they got Palmer, who filled in perfectly for Williams there. They got Everett, Eckler.
I mean, God, how many
they
times?
got weapons.
Yeah. The Chargers always look good in this type of podcast.
I can't quit them.
Yeah.
Just can't quit them.
The last thing positive for the Chargers I'll say is Brandon Staley is finally getting hype for the thing that he got the job for, which was a defensive game plan that shut the hell out of Tua.
Yep.
And Mike McDaniel and all of that. It wasn't exactly what the 49ers did to Tua. It was something different with all of his defense. Like Derwin James is not playing in that game. That's his best player. And Joey Bosa could be on the way back. Ooh.
That's what I like about them. They're getting healthy at the right time.
All right, let's put the Chargers in at the 6th seed there.
All right.
So they're taking on the Bengals. And then we got Jets or Patriots. I feel like Patriots are going to, they're no way.
You don't think the Patriots?
I don't. Though, I mean, I guess it's Zach Wilson Jets, isn't it? Not the Patriots. Okay, let's see. So Patriots have, Patriots got Vegas, Bengals, Dolphins,
we think they're taking that.
Yeah,
down.
we think that the
and then the Jets.
Wow,
it's going to come down. Week 18 is going to be nice.
That'd be awesome.
It's setting up good. There's going to be some actual games.
Well, who's gonna? Let's just assume. Okay. There's a million scenarios.
If you had Patriots against the Jets, who do you think wins?
Mike White playing? I think the Jets win. Yeah,
I mean, the last time they played, Patriots won on a punt return, and that was it for the game. Like, everything was so bad. Both these offenses suck, but both these defenses are good. You know what? I would like to see the Jets in there.
Me too. The Patriots are just, Matt Patricia is calling one of the worst offensive game. He's calling the offense similar to Todd Bowles from Tampa Bay, like a defensive coach.
Yeah.
Little screen passes, and all we have to do is avoid the interception and we'll win 3-0. And that's the thought.
They're banged up in all the wrong spots. Their receivers are all hurt. Stevenson's hurt. Their running back, Harris, is still out. Like, they don't really have any weapons right now. And it's just Mac Jones, who obviously has had a terrible season so far. I can see the Jets pulling it out.
All right.
Let's roll with it.
Yeah, let's put the Jets in there.
We're going with the Jets and the Jags in the playoffs. If you pick that early in the season, you're a friggin' idiot, but a genius at the same time.
As often that line is walked.
Yes.
All right, so the playoffs for the AFC, we've got the Chiefs taking on the Jets, the Bengals taking on the Chargers, the Ravens taking on the Jaguars, with the Bills with the first round bye. We're at the 30-minute mark, which is where I was hoping to end, but,
we had a feeling this one might go a little long.
He called that. Okay, let's start in the wild card round, and let's just walk through the playoffs here.
All right.
What do you want to start with?
Let's start with the 2 and the 7.
Okay.
I feel like those are pretty obvious for us.
So no 7 seed has won so far. And I don't think so. What do you got? Chiefs and Jets, 49ers and Giants.
Poor New York, man.
Yeah. Sorry, New York. You were going to get a double hit.
You made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Here, pop these teams in that bowl there and make a lot of noise doing it too, so that they can hear it on the podcast. We got little helmets here. Oh, they don't know what we're talking about. We have a bunch of helmets here trying to keep track of what we're talking about. So let's pop the Jets in there.
Oh, Jets are gone. They're not beating.
Gone.
They're not beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Yeah, and the Giants not beating the 49ers.
They might not even score a point against the 49ers. They made the playoffs just to watch Daniel Jones suffer.
All right, 3 seed versus 6 seed. We got Bengals against Chargers. Ooh, that's a fun one. Herbert versus Burrow.
Yeah, that's going to be the primetime game that week, man.
Well, gosh, it would be so Chargers. Okay, so we got 2 competing Chargers narratives to go with. The team that everyone counted out that makes a playoff run, and the team that everyone thinks is a juggernaut and absolutely loses. So I guess the question is, how confident will people be in the Chargers when this day comes? And we should invertly pick against that.
I know. I feel like if the Chargers finish strong, there will be people saying this is the upset of the week. They'll be like, oh, the Bengals, I don't know, man. Like, they've been playing good down the stretch. They got the division. But the Chargers, man, they've been winning games. They're healthy at the right time, just like I was saying. I think the narrative, if they take that 6 seed, like we're saying, they're going to be hyped.
Yeah, I think so, too. And I think the Bengals are more of a complete team than given credit for.
Yeah.
I think they're going to wipe it. They're going to wipe it.
It's going to be an awesome game, I think.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic. And they'll lose in Charger fashion. Classic
missed field goal.
Screw up something, fumble that goes for a touchdown like Tyreek Hill did last week. There's just always something about the Chargers game that just screws them.
Absolutely.
They probably should win the game, and they'll lose the game.
They'll have the ball with a chance to ice it, and it will fail. Yeah. It will go wrong. All right, and Chargers.
I like the Bengals. Yeah. I think they've been using Mixon and Pirine, and they're getting the ground game working, which wasn't there really last year.
Agreed. All right,
so
pop the Chargers in the bowl.
Sorry, Chargers. You made it, and you lost again.
All right, Vikings take on the Commanders. Ooh. Well,
here's 2 teams that this is a tough one because the Commanders are getting healthy.
Yeah.
With Chase Young coming back, that can cause havoc. That's a classic way to take down Kirk Cousins with a good defensive line.
That is. And we've seen Cousins just beaten up. Then again, the Vikings offensive line is getting more healthy.
That is true.
Jarasaw coming back, another guy coming back. And they're playing on that aesthetically pleasing field, the Vikings Stadium.
Yep.
Heineke has won a playoff game. He's beaten Brady before. No, 2020.
He lost to Brady.
Oh, right.
Almost beat him. But
what the hell am I talking about? That's when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, he beat him in terms of quarterback versus quarterback. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. All right. I think Kirk Cousins is due for a hot streak here.
Gets one?
Yeah.
I think they can win that game. I don't think it'll be pretty. But I think
when is it ever?
With Justin Jefferson on the field, it's really hard to bet against them.
Yeah,
that guy's legit. And if it's playoff time, they're not out there in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're home there, I think the Vikings can win that game.
All right,
Kirk Cousins finally gets himself another playoff win and probably looking towards disappointment in the divisional round.
Probably. All right. Commanders are out.
We've got no upsets so far.
No upsets. Home team won, which means this is not accurate. Jaguars, Ravens. Are we going to keep rolling with the Jaguars?
If we're throwing them... okay, so let's just assume Lamar's back and Lamar looks like Lamar.
I think Lamar will be back for week 16.
Okay. I kind of like I kind of like the Ravens taking it on the road.
Okay.
I think they can do it.
Yeah.
I do think Trevor Lawrence is awesome. I think that it gets them in the playoffs, and that's a good enough achievement for them. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to playoff time, if I'm picking a team and a coach, I'm picking Harbaugh over Peterson there.
I like it too. The Ravens are actually equal to me to the Bengals, Chiefs, and Bills as long as they have a healthy Lamar. Yeah. And I guess we'll know that a little bit later.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Jaguars.
All right. Adios.
All right. Bucks, Cowboys. This would be the most Cowboy thing and Tom Brady thing to have ever happened is that the Bucks win this game.
It seems destined.
I think we got to do it.
We're already 4 weeks out, and I'm already looking at this game going, yeah, Brady's going to sneak in, and then the Cowboys have this fantastic season where they'd be winning any other division, and then they lose to the friggin' 7-10 Bucks.
I think it's going to happen. I think Brady will just go absolutely rogue, run his own offense, a 2-minute drill that he did to beat the Saints on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Have I given you my theory about what the Buccaneers owner should do? The Buccaneers owner should call Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich into his office and say, do not talk to Tom Brady again. He's running the offense. He's 45 years old. He's got 10 Super Bowls, 7 Super Bowl rings. You are not to talk to him. The next quarterback we have, you can coach him, okay?
Yeah.
You do not speak to Tom Brady, and they'd be fine.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was their owner. I'm surprised they aren't doing it.
I will say, though, last time I pushed back, I said Brady was playing just fine, and you were kind of pushing back on that. But I have seen Brady actually start to decline a little bit on some of his throws.
Yeah. They're a little short. Dallas has got a good defense, but to me, I think Tampa Bay has a good enough defense to rattle the Cowboys. And if the Cowboys aren't putting up points and aren't moving the ball down the field, they choke in the second half.
Either way, this game is taking on the Eagles in the divisional round, which
sucks for both of them. But I can see the Cowboys overlooking this game, and let's not forget Mike McCarthy is not a good playoff coach.
And this is what the 21st century Cowboys do.
Yeah.
They lose when the big game comes.
A good team that's expected to win, and they just don't play the football that they're supposed to.
If they had just lost the game to the Texans, that's what they needed to do. They needed to get it out of the way, but they came back and they beat them. You idiots.
Yep. Now they're going to lose the Eagles, and they'll be like, we're okay. Yeah. Sorry, Cowboys. Great season. And then you'll be talking about, should we keep McCarthy or not?
All right. So let me see if I do this right here. So divisional round would be Eagles 1 seed, Bucks 4 seed, and then the 2 and 3 seeds, 49ers and Vikings. And the NFC.
Yep.
Bills will take on the Ravens.
Ooh.
And Chiefs, Bengals.
Man, there's a good.
All right, so only one wild card gets through in our scenario here, that being the Baltimore Ravens. We've actually allowed the NFC South divisional winner to get through. Why don't we stay on the Brady train? Does the Brady magic continue through the Eagles?
I think this is where we look at Brady and. Look, Hall of Fame quarterbacks usually end terribly. Sure, you have the Peyton Manning wins. John Elway finished out on top. But Dan Marino's last game, he got blown out by 60 points.
Yep.
There's some, Steve Young goes down hard. It's over. Aikman, they get blown out in these playoff games, and you go, yep, it's over. There's no real question about it anymore. Eagles are going to stomp them.
I agree. It may be the exact situation that Marino went through. Marino came into the Kingdom, beat us in the wild card round. The week of hype, I remember reading it in the newspapers. I was really into football in 1999 for whatever reason. I was clipping out newspapers and pasting it up on the downstairs walls.
Oh, yeah.
That 1 year was really big for me. And it was a great year.
It was a great year.
It was a Music City Miracle, Dyson by a yard. Anyway, I think that happens. I'm in full agreement. And the Eagles are the team of destiny. The Eagles have recorded a Christmas album.
Ooh.
You don't do that unless you know.
Unless you know you're going to this
You know you're going somewhere. Yeah. And they do know. Their lines are so good. Jalen Hurts is playing out of his mind within the scheme. People are like, is Hurts better than Mahomes? And saying that Mahomes is better than Hurts is almost insulting now. They're just different.
They're different quarterbacks.
Yeah. Hurts is taking advantage of what's there. Mahomes is more like a shot creator. It's for basketball. Mahomes is a shot creator. Hurts is a
more
dead eye shooter.
Yeah,
he nails it when it needs to be nailed with his legs or with whatever. So Bucks are out.
Yeah, sorry, Bucks, but Tom Brady finally retires. Finally gets the thumping he deserves.
All right, 49ers, Vikings. And this will be in
It's
not Candlestick. What's their stadium called now?
Levi? Is that still
Wrangler.
Yeah.
Or whatever. What is it? Is that the jeans?
That's a different jean brand.
Oh, okay.
Wrangler would be Wrangler.
Oh.
And Levi would be Levi's.
Oh, I thought it was Levi's Wranglers. I don't know. I don't know my jeans.
Apparently not.
This is a good one. Kirk Cousins. This is
oh man.
This is like pure total Shanahan offense because Kevin O'Connell comes from the McVay tree, right?
Yep.
And the Shanahan tree. He's like, man, that's what it's been in the NFC playoffs this whole time is the Shanahan McVay tree.
It has advanced. I mean,
I kind of like the Vikings in this a little bit.
You like the upset?
I like the upset. I just think Brock Purdy at some point
actually shows his colors.
Yeah. They're going to figure something out, I think.
I think since the Vikings will go into this game such underdogs, like they have had a fantastic season and they're going to be like 10-point underdogs in this game for only God knows why.
Yep.
They're a good enough team. And when you're underdogs, your defense plays better. And that's been the Vikings' entire problem.
Yeah.
I think they show up and they rattle Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm okay with that. I like Kirk Cousins knocking off a really good Niners team here.
Yeah, it's kind of a matchup problem for the 49ers because what do the Vikings suck at? The passing game, especially the deep and intermediate passing game. And that's something the 49ers don't really do and probably can't do with Brock Purdy. That's a matchup issue. I'm going to say Vikings as well.
I love it.
All right.
Love it.
And plus, screw the 49ers.
Suck it, Niners. You're going down.
Hey, if you were a 49ers fan, listen to this podcast, you expected us Seahawk fans to pick you into the Super Bowl. You're wrong.
Yep. I can't wait till your offseason prediction or problem of
Purdy or Lance.
Do you keep Lance? And you got Lance. Do you keep just rolling back out there? Do you have Purdy? Do you keep Jimmy G?
Dear God.
And you're going to talk about it all offseason and hate yourselves for it.
Yes. I love that as well. All right. Bills versus Ravens in Buffalo in January.
This has happened a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a good game until Lamar Jackson threw that pick six. They were driving.
That's right.
They were like 6 yards out and he throws that pick six. Like the Ravens were really close to winning that game. I think the Ravens are a matchup problem for the Bills.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen is a man on a effing mission.
Yeah.
Like, if that game's anywhere close and the Ravens have proved they can't close out games, Josh Allen's going to win that game.
I think so too. This is the Josh Allen factor. Lamar Jackson doesn't have Stephon Diggs, and that's the tiebreaker to me.
Yeah.
And the Bills' weaknesses, same as what I just said. Micah Hyde's gone. Von Miller's gone. They're not getting that pass rush. Well, there's no one on the outside for the Ravens to threaten a big play anyway.
It's Mark Andrews and then nobody else. Well, Devin Duvernay, come on.
And the Bills got some beef up front in that D-line, led by Ed Oliver. Yeah, Bills.
Yeah, I like it.
Bill.
And it's going to be nice and cold, too.
All right, our last divisional game is Chiefs, Bengals, the rematch of really 3 great games. Week 17 last year, the AFC title game, and then 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
God, they play great, fun games. Mahomes versus Burrow. This one will also be in Arrowhead.
Yep. Burrow has had Mahomes' number.
Yeah.
He's been the kryptonite for the Chiefs, but you know, it seems like Andy Reid would learn something from 3 losses against Joe Burrow.
Probably.
And they've lost those games pretty, not spectacular endings, kind of like a BS penalty, and they kneel down the clock or just got get an extra first down. If Mahomes gets that ball back at the end, he wins the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But they know that. That's what I love about the Bengals. They just sell out to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. They'll do anything.
Oh yeah,
they're super aggressive. That Burrow pass to Higgins.
Oh yeah,
I mean that wasn't a give up. That wasn't a surrender. That's not what Mike McCarthy would do. That was our players. We're going to put in the hands of Burrow and Higgins and not our defense.
Yeah.
Which I love. That's reality.
It is. Are you more on the Bengals? Because this is the toughest matchup to pick for me. I'm hoping these two meet up like they do, and I'm just I just want to see them play in the playoffs again. Because this game went to overtime in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, it was, and there was a fantastic tale of 2 halves for that one.
Yeah,
I think I'm probably Chiefs. I just don't think you beat Mahomes and Reed 4 times in a row.
Yeah.
And this Pacheco thing is a hot line for me. He's been so good, looked so good on the screen that I'm starting to think the reason he wasn't playing before was specifically for this reason.
They're saving him.
His rookie season starts week 12.
Okay.
Not week 1. Like, he looks fantastic.
He looks great.
And that's the thing missing from the Chiefs. You know, what's easier than being a Chiefs running back? Nothing. That's what makes Clyde Edwards-Helaire suck even more.
But he can run through the tackles, which is something no Chiefs running back has done since Jamal Charles.
Yeah, I think Chiefs. Maybe Kadarius Toney is back too. Maybe adds an element.
I feel like when this game actually comes, like it can be in the fourth quarter, and I still won't know who's going to win.
Yeah, what a great game!
But I can, based on predictions, if I had to put my money on somebody, I would say the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I can't. It's hard to bet against Mahomes and Reed. I love Joe Burrow. I love that team. But this game's an Arrowhead, and I'll give it to the home team.
Yeah, and even Joe Montana, the other Joe Cool, doesn't win every year.
Oh yeah,
you know. All right, put those Bengals in the tub.
Bengals.
All right, our title games are Eagles Vikings rematch of 2017.
Oh yeah,
Bills Chiefs rematch of 2020. Was that 2020 and 2019?
I think it's 2019.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because the Titans. So it was Bills Chiefs. That was before Josh Allen really had it. That was like a blowout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's when Josh Allen made some wild decisions.
Oh yeah, this is when he was not, his completion percentage was like below 60%.
He would
still winning games.
Yeah, the play's not over. He's falling back another 10 yards. All right, let's start in the NFC, where the last time this happened, the Eagles absolutely blew out the Vikings in the NFC title game.
That is true.
With Nick Foles versus Case Keenum. This time it's Jalen Hurts versus Kirk Cousins. It's in Philadelphia. What do you think?
Man, as much as I want to just stick with my Vikings pick, this is a tough matchup for the Vikings. They don't match up very well against the Eagles at all.
Jalen Reagor revenge game?
Sure. I have a hard time thinking the Vikings are going to go into Philly and shut down their offense and be able to put up points.
Yeah.
Like there's one of those things is going to be a weakness, and they're going to spend all their energy against the Niners the week before.
Yeah.
Eagles got an easier path.
They do. And I mean, we've given the Vikings the benefit of the doubt kind of through this, because we had them, beating the 49ers when probably most people wouldn't. I agree with that.
I think it'll be close, but I also think that, just the balance of the Eagles offense and the fact that the Vikings weakness is defense, I think that's going to be a problem. And sure, I think Kirk Cousins will put up a decent enough game, but he's not going to be able to pull it off in the end.
The Philadelphia fans will do to Kirk Cousins what they did to those Atlanta Braves pitchers when doing the Phillies Braves NLCS. Like, I mean, that place will be hopping.
They're going to heckle the crap out of the Vikings.
And Kirk Cousins, he's not going to get 3 in a row. So, Eagles.
Poor Vikings. Yeah. But good season. You lose in the NFC Championship game again.
Yeah. All right. Well, not bold to pick the Eagles to win the NFC, but we talked it through.
We did.
We talked it through.
Yeah.
All right. Bills Chiefs AFC title game. Yes, please put it on my TV.
Absolutely. And I hope this is a game in Buffalo, because Patrick Mahomes
in our case
has never played a road playoff game.
That's crazy.
Never. I mean, unless you're counting the Super Bowls, which everybody's on the road in the Super Bowls.
Yeah. Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's right. Because the Titans were the 1 seed, but they lost last year. I was like, oh man. Well, this one will be in Buffalo by our scenario, because we gave the Bills the 1 seed.
Yep.
And it'll be like, January 29th or something this thing, so it could be cold.
Really late, yeah.
I'm worried about, so everything I said about the Bills and Ravens matchup, I was fine with. But the Bills, they're not finding success on the corners. They don't have Von Miller, so they don't have that rotation of pass rushers. They don't have Micah Hyde. He got hurt. Yeah. So I am a little worried here for the Bills against Pat Mahomes, who is a steamroller. He's got LeBron James syndrome right now. But Mahomes or Hurts, you're only thinking that because you're bored of Mahomes. He's absolutely crushing it.
Yeah. He's been good. I think this is like his 5th full season, right? And he's always in the AFC Championship game. This guy this would
be the 5th in a row.
Just keeps winning games, keeps giving you highlight plays. If I think I would go with the Chiefs. It seems like the Bills think that they're over the top of the Chiefs, like the way they win in the regular season. But this is almost like a Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady thing in the past. Yeah. And it's just going to keep biting them in the butt.
I agree. I mean, the Bills, I was going to almost pick the Ravens over the Bills. Last year was the Bills' year. And when this loss happens, that's when the true tragedy of 13 seconds sinks in.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's been hard for it to sink in because the Bills have been so good. But when you look back at last year's 13 seconds game, the tragedy will become more and more as the Bills don't win a Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
To me, the narrative's tough for them because it's more like a revenge game against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, for their narrative, is let's go back to the Super Bowl. Like they're thinking about the positive while the Bills are thinking about the past.
Yeah.
And it just, to me, that plays out eventually in the game. And eventually in the game, that motivation you have is like, it has to be more positive. I want to go somewhere rather than looking back to what could have been.
For me, it's the injuries, the Bills injuries too. So, all right. Eagles, Chiefs, get the Bills helmet out of here.
I would love to see this matchup. This would be a great one. Fantastic.
And then we can have the MVP argument for 2 weeks in a row.
Because whoever wins MVP is going to lose this game.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's almost guaranteed.
Yeah. I think Hurts is going to win MVP.
Chiefs win.
Yeah. Because the AP press, first of all, these guys who vote on it, I mean, they're a bunch of old guys in their soft robes getting their USA Today and looking at the box. So they're not even watching football anymore.
Oh, yeah. Like, and they look at the standings, they see the stats, and they go, oh, yeah, this guy's more efficient than this guy, and he wins a little more games than this guy. And
the other thing, I know it's a weird tangent to go on, just this absolute, like, hit job of the AP press. They like to make it about themselves as well. So to give it to Jalen Hurts is exciting.
Oh, yeah.
To give it to Mahomes is like, he's already won an MVP. He's been the face of the league. He's on every State Farm commercial.
And I hate that gets counted against you. Yeah. Right? Isn't that just unfair? Like,
it does.
We're not going to pick this guy because he's already got one. You know, it seems silly to me. But
this happened to Marino, too, which I think Mahomes' career is kind of like Marino's. You can't win MVP if you've had a better year before.
Yeah.
So, like, Mahomes is not going to get to his 2018 MVP level. Therefore, he can't win this one.
Yeah.
Unless there's some buffer in between it. Like Brady eventually won another one like way later after 07 because there's enough time passed. Anyway, let's talk about the Super Bowl here. Eagles, Chiefs, a wonderful matchup that would be awesome. Two great offensive lines. I was going to say two great defensive lines. There's actually one great defensive line, which is the Eagles, and one great defensive tackle, Chris Jones for the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs' defense is the weak spot here.
It is the weak spot, but they have the experience. I mean, going back, they've already been to 2 Super Bowls as a team. They go to AFC Championship games all the time. I like Mahomes' experience overall, and I like Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Eagles have a new head coach.
They do.
He is still a rookie head coach.
No, second year.
Second year?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But
he was here last year.
He's getting to the Super Bowl as a coach that hasn't really been there before. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, Andy Reid playing against Philly. Love it.
Oh, boy, that's a hell of a narrative.
Talk about a revenge game.
God. Good thing the Eagles won a Super Bowl already.
Oh, yeah.
Because this would be crushing.
This would be heartbreaking. Honestly, I'm leaning towards the Chiefs. I think that the Eagles are more well-rounded, but I think that the fact that the Chiefs have been there before and a lot of their players have, I like them better.
I like the Eagles in the totality. Like the Eagles roster is so good.
I know, but don't you just feel like they're gonna get nicked? Like they haven't hit the injury bug at all this season, and like there's gonna be some like down these last 4 weeks, and then the playoffs, like somebody good's gonna go down. Like a tackle or a guard,
and that's the true part about everything we just talked about for the last 55 minutes is
it all comes down to
it's going to be injuries. Like Jamar Chase goes down or something. Like the T. Higgins injury that happened already. It's like all of that is actually going to decide a lot of this, which sucks. I guess, I'm going to go Chiefs. What I'm thinking about is Jalen Hurts versus Georgia. You know, Jalen Hurts versus LSU.
Yeah.
This guy when he has to pass and it's a big game and they're down, like, I don't care what you say, MVP or not, they go down, Eagles are done.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's not, Jalen Hurts is not there.
Yeah. He's not a comeback quarterback. No. He's a guy that just kind of wants to chip away and have you finished by the third quarter.
Yeah. Though he has A.J. Brown, which at least helps that gives him a shot, but I don't think they do it. So, yeah, Chiefs.
And I would love to see Andy Reid take down the Eagles, man.
That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
All right. Sorry, Eagles.
Yeah.
All right. Your 2022 NFL champion is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Would you pick anybody else that we didn't, like, if you said, like, there's a path for somebody else there?
I think if the Bengals had gotten past the Chiefs, I think we'd be talking about the Bengals right now.
Yeah.
It'd be a Burrow-Hurts Super Bowl would be really interesting. And I like the Bengals defense to figure out a game plan for that.
Yeah.
There's a coordinator there. I wish I knew his name. There's a coordinator with Cincinnati that is something. There's something there.
Getting no talk.
Yeah, because he should have got the talk last year, but Burrow got all the talk. But, like, the Bengals defense marched them through those playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably the Bengals.
I think if I had to pick alternate Super Bowl, it's, Bengals, 49ers. Ooh.
And that'd be a great one because that's happened twice.
Oh, yeah.
81 and 89.
You know, but I mean, I think the Niners is tough because we don't know really of how Purdy's going to do in the playoffs and whatnot. But
could you imagine being an older Cincinnati fan and watching your quarterback named Joe throw a slant route with like 13 seconds left to beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl? They'd be crying. They'd be like in literal tears.
They'd be like, "Yep, I've lived my life."
It would be like
complete.
It would be like us in another Super Bowl with the Patriots and Seahawks watching the Patriots throw an interception at the 1 yard line. That's what it would be like.
I would be in tears. That'd be sweet justice. Karma has come around.
or a Super Bowl against the Steelers where the refs just decide to throw a bunch of freaking flags on the Steelers. All right,
I would love that too.
All right, well, my timing on this podcast was laughably incorrect.
You got to go through that many games. Yeah, it was tough. You know, we got the regular season to complete, the whole playoffs to watch. There's still a lot of football to play. But
there really is.
This is the lovely part of football. We're no longer talking about hype and predictions of the preseason free agent signings. We're just talking about what the team has and if they're going to be good enough.
The quasi playoff games they're happening all over the place. Monday Night Football, Giants Commanders.
Tie game.
I mean, that's that is, I was like talking about the math that it would do to get another tie, but you actually did make a good point. Of course, you're the math guy in the family.
It would help.
2 would actually be better, so equal it to 1 win.
2 ties would help out the whole math situation, but you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Take away the ties league. I'm sick of it. Just go to a second overtime.
This isn't soccer.
Yeah. Or just give them a 15-minute overtime. I don't know why we cut it to 10. It should be just another quarter.
The 2-point conversion thing that college does would be kind of cool. Because the only reason that the NFL doesn't want to do that is because it would inflate the touchdowns. Like, I like the 2-point conversion idea. If you get to the end, then just do a 2-point conversion off. Basically,
I guess I kind of like that
because that keeps the players healthy. It's only one play, and it doesn't like inflate the touchdown numbers of Derrick Henry. You know, because he gets like a bunch of touches. It's a 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll put it for the owners.
Yeah,
at the owners meeting, we'll let them know.
Hopefully, at least one of the owners has continued listening this far. All right.
It's Daniel Snyder.
Daniel Snyder. Yeah. Put it in before you're fired. All right. Well, my name is Miles.
I'm
Enjoy your week 15 NFL football.
Go Kansas City.
Bye.